Imagine a world where the vibrant colors of the coral reefs fade into ghostly white skeletons, where the once thriving marine life dissolve into the acidic waters, and where the ocean's delicate ecosystem teeters on the brink of collapse. This is not a scene from a dystopian novel. It's the alarming reality of ocean acidification, a silent but deadly threat lurking beneath the waves. Now, I know this is depressing and something we don't want to face, yet we have to. However, with the implementation of effective mitigation strategies, we can slow the drastic effects of this phenomenon. I grew up on Prince of Wales Island, which is an island in southeast Alaska, which the Pacific Ocean surrounds. I know what a healthy ecosystem should look like. I grew up beachcombing, running through the woods. I knew it like the back of my hand. It's so sad to me knowing that if these activities continue, that my kids and future generations won't have the same childhood and experiences that I had, and that had such an influential effect on my life. Now, ocean acidification is slowly altering every way that the ocean ecosystems function. We'll be exploring three key areas. First, the factors driving ocean acidification. Second, the profound impacts it has on marine ecosystems. And third, the broader consequences for both our society and the environment. So what even is ocean acidification? Where does it come from and what does it do? Basically, human activities that release carbon dioxide cause a chemical reaction within the ocean. So things like industrialization, the burning of greenhouse gases, all these things that build up CO2 in the atmosphere gets drained into the ocean as the ocean absorbs all that CO2, and basically that decreases the pH and increases the acidity and the CO2 levels within the ocean. So when I put it like that, it seems like it's a simple problem with a simple solution, yet we have been battling this problem for decades. It's stated in an April 1st, 2022 article written by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association that the pH of surface ocean has fallen by 0.1 pH units. This change represents approximately a 30% increase in acidity, and when you think about it, 30% is an absurd amount, and if these trends keep happening, that is just going to multiply, and it's just going to be an exponential growth of acidity increase. So because of this increase in acidity, a very important ion called calcium carbonate, as I'll refer to as CaCO3 sometimes throughout the speech, it undergoes a process called dissolution, which basically means that it's dissolving and it's getting taken apart and it's becoming less abundant. So when we take the time to look at these effects on marine ecosystems, we reveal the bleaching of coral reefs, the challenges faced by shellfish in forming protective shells, and the disruption inflicted upon entire marine food webs and our food webs. Again, calcium carbonate is a key ingredient in the ocean for many organisms. It allows coral reefs to build their skeletons. It allows shellfish to build their shells, such as crabs, shrimp, oysters, all that good stuff that we enjoy eating. And this ion, calcium carbonate, it dissolves very easily within acidic waters as it gets just taken apart by the CO2 and the hydrogen ions that are just left floating around from the H2O that assists in taking apart CO2. And so it causes these organisms to weaken, erode, or even dissolve entirely. And so this proposes a significant threat to the survivability and sustainability of marine life dependent on this ion for protection and support. And it affects more than just coral reefs and shellfish. Many marine organisms spend a huge portion of their life in the stage called the larvae stage. A November 2nd, 2023 article by the United States Environmental Protection Agency says, sea urchin and oysters larvae will not develop properly when acidity is increased. This is because they don't have enough calcium carbonate to build their shells. And they continue to write, fish larvae lose their ability to smell and avoid predators. The vulnerability of larvae means that while organisms may be able to reproduce, their offspring may not reach adulthood. So basically, we can still get these organisms, but they won't get to the stage in their life where they're effective for human life or other life within the ocean that relies on that organism, affecting the entire food web. And so when we examine the repercussions of ocean acidification on marine organisms, it becomes extremely evident that the impacts extend far beyond the realm of the ocean. It ripples out to affect human societies in profound ways, influencing economic vulnerability and threats to food security. And so industries reliant on marine resources such as fisheries and tourism have to be devastatingly impacted. And more recently, the Bering Sea crab fisheries were forced to shut down due to the loss of 10 billion snow crabs. And I know that sounds like a crazy amount, but studies have concluded that ocean acidification was a main component. An October 25th, 2023 article by Tim Newcomb in Popular Mechanics explains how 10 billion snow crab were lost. Not only did the warmer temperatures push the crabs' caloric needs higher, the crabs sometimes needed as much as 4 times the amount of calories they typically do. And the warmer waters also brought in fish that fed off of the crabs' food, and this just ultimately led to their demise and their extinction. Not extinction because they're not extinct, but the loss of 10 billion, which is absurd. And so that's just another consequence of ocean acidification. And similarly, the bleaching of coral reefs affects tourism. It will completely deplete revenue if coral reefs aren't as beautiful as they once were, and people don't want to see that. And so, even more important than tourism is the food security around the world. When the quality of seafood is compromised, when exposed to acidification, we can't receive what we need, and it's just not there anymore. So all in all, we are faced with a complex problem paired with a very complex solution. The release of carbon dioxide by human activities triggers chemical reactions in the ocean, leading to detrimental impacts on marine ecosystems and subsequently affecting human societies through economic vulnerabilities and threats to food security. Ocean acidification is stealthily reshaping the very fabric of marine ecosystems, fundamentally altering the delicate balance and disrupting this intricate web of life within our oceans. In the face of ocean acidification's looming threat, we have to come together, with unwavering resolve to preserve the ocean's luxury and secure a sustainable legacy for all who call this planet home.